Hi everybody! This is the day one demo video for how we are going to make Minnesota circle quilts. When your table goes to pick their circles, make sure that each kit has a different color. Hopefully after doing the brainstorm, you guys have some ideas of things that you can draw from Minnesota history then and now. Today you can use an iPad to draw some Minnesota elements in your circle. This is an example of searching for a wigwam if I wanted to draw a wigwam. Instead of just putting wigwam in the Google search, I'm going to write wigwam drawing. And then some of my images will be a little bit more simpler and look more like a drawing, which is what I'm going to be doing. People can be hard to draw, so think about the different tools and clothing and objects that people used in Minnesota history. This is a drawing here of a pickaxe, so I just looked up pickaxe drawing that maybe some of the miners would use. Google search also suggested shovels, and when I clicked on that, I found a lot of drawings of shovels that I could use. When people were farming Minnesota for the first time, they'd be using shovels quite a bit. In the center of your larger circle is one complete circle, and you could think about putting something cool in here, like a ball, a baseball. I'm going to try to draw the Timberwolves logo. Here's the Timberwolves logo I found when I searched online, and I'm just going to leave that up on my iPad screen when I try to draw it in the middle of my circle. So when I go to draw this Timberwolf, I'm going to use a pencil, because if I mess up then I can erase it. And then later I can come back and put in marker lines or colored pencil lines to color this in and make it more detailed and final. The inside circle of this quilt is the part that we're not going to cut up. So whatever you put in here will remain intact. Other parts of your quilt will get cut up and then pieced together to form a quilt with the 4 people at your table. Once you've done it with pencil, you can either come back with marker or colored pencil and then color in some of your details. Another option, if your background paper is a little dark, is to take some of the scrap papers I provided and then do some drawings on these and cut them up and then glue them onto your circles. I'm just going to do a really simple pine tree. Anybody can do this. It's basically just a triangle. You could almost even do a triangle like this, isosceles, and then just a little teeny rectangle on the bottom. Minnesota is full of pine trees, so I'm going to cut these out and I'm going to put them on my circle design. When you go to glue this pine tree, think about this being a radial design where things can either come out from the center, like the pine tree could be like this, pointed towards the center, or it could be sitting on the lines like this, going out. I'm going to put another one here, and another one here, and repeat my pattern throughout the circle. Make sure that you use the glue. When you go to glue it on, you really put enough glue on to cover the whole surface of the pine tree. And I'm just going to have it go in the middle here, right on that line. One of my favorite places to go, and a place with a lot of Minnesota history, is Lake Superior. I was thinking that I may just try to outline the shape of Lake Superior on my circle. So here's my circle so far. I cut out the white pine trees and then I just drew on the other ones. And I even colored in the Timberwolf with this white colored pencil, and it shows up pretty good. Now I'm going to do Lake Superior, and I'm not going to do 4 of them. I'm just going to do one big one in the background. It doesn't have to repeat 4 times. You can kind of do the drawings wherever you want. But if you're going to do repeated ones, think about them coming either towards the center or out from. So I kind of just drew the shape of Lake Superior behind everything, and I'm going to color it in. And the cool thing about doing things like lake shapes or river lines is that no one really knows exactly what they look like. So they're not going to say, that doesn't look like Lake Superior, but it's going to add a cool organic shape to your circle design. So these are just some ideas on what you could do day one. A combination of using your iPad, using colored pencils, and doing some drawings of things from Minnesota then and now. Make sure your name is at the top of this page. If you accidentally drew on the backside, that's not a problem. We're just going to use these to cut out our circle designs at the end. So that's not a problem. Just make sure your name is on it, and that's day one. Here's what mine looked like at the end of day one. Next time we'll get some magazines to cut up and some more drawing materials.